everyone. Welcome to yet another exciting edition of the Trabapamo Gospel Show. And of course, today we'll be getting to interact with a very beautiful guest who I'll be telling you all about her shortly. We'll get to learn about her. We get to get every information that we can possibly get about her, even as we get to interact. But remember, this is a Trabapamo Gospel Show, and remember to subscribe to our channel. That's Toapamo Gospel Zambia. That's on YouTube. Also get to follow us on Facebook. That's Toapamo Gospel Zambia. Follow us and like our page, and we'll be very, very glad to see your feedback so you can be updated on each and every episode that we get to upload. So I'm joined today by Karen. Karen is an artist that we've actually known for a very, very long time. She's an inspiration to so many artists out there, and we're getting to talk to her right now. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad to finally meet you. That's the word, to meet
Thank
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, so how have you been?
I've been fine. I've been okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, so there's a lot that can be said about you, you know? A lot can be said about you, but let's just pick it up from scratch. You know, we knew you from a song for which you had two other ladies or one on it. What was the name of that group?
It was coming back.
Coming Back.
Coming back, and the two ladies, the names are Maya and Chiwe.
Are they still around?
They're still around.
Are they singing?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so you were together in that group. How was that group formed? Before we go to how it's just split.
So the way that group was formed, we're all singing at church. That's Bread of Life.
Oh, Bread of Life.
Yes, yeah. We were in the praise team together. So there was a sponsor at church who thought, okay, these girls, you guys are doing fine. How about coming together and then we form a group called Coming Back. That's how the group was formed actually.
So the church was sponsoring everything.
No, it was just a member at church, yeah.
So how was it like for you? The song that you did, what was the name? Kumwamba,
Mwamba,
put it there on a passport. Listen to me say the entire sentence. But that song, was that the first song that you did?
It was my first song actually, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, we were told as a group to compose songs. Like, okay, you guys are going in the studio. Each one of you should compose a song, like the three of us.
Yeah.
So we all came up with our songs, and mine was picked. Yeah, so that's how it happened.
So you are the one that composed that song.
I composed the song. Maya did, Chiwe did, and then we had the committee, the group actually had to vote for the song. Yeah.
That's how you stood out. So was that the only song you did?
Yeah, it was the only
As a
song.
group,
Yeah,
right.
it was the only song that we did as a group. Then after that, yeah, we all went
Separate ways. What happened?
I think we got up. We like everyone became busy. Like this one managed to go to school, and that time we were quite young.
Yes, how old were you at that time?
Was it 18? I think 18,
Wow.
somewhere 17. Yeah.
Really?
So we're
You
quite
didn't
young.
look like
We
it.
wanted-
Funny enough, I was actually watching that. It just popped up on TV. And I was like, and I'm preparing to have an interview with Karen. So it just got me. So you're like 18, 17?
18, 17, I think if I can remember well then, yeah. It was just after finishing my grade 12.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone wanted to go and pursue their stuff, go to school, and we
Yeah.
all went back to school. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so you split, obviously for several other reasons. But did you have people calling for you guys to just come back and do something, give us another piece of music because you guys were doing fine for a first song?
Okay, I think the idea was not really to form the group. The idea was just to come for that specific project. Yeah, so I remember our manager then, surprised, he wanted us just to form that. Then after that, he will now start sponsoring individually. Yeah, then he started, I remember he started with the first person that he started with was Collins. So he sponsored Collins like as an individual. Then he wanted to sponsor me. Then the other guys then were supposed to follow. But I think he also caught up. He was so busy. He started doing his own stuff.
That's
Yeah.
how you speak. But then you stood out So from there, after you split the group, what was going on in your mind for you to finally be this Karen that was singing alone and making it big?
You know, when he told us that he'll start picking individuals, I'll start with Collins, then Karen, then the rest. When I realized that he became a bit busy, so I told myself, okay, it's me who's feeling this.
Yeah.
I want to, my songs are, because I remember that time I had like hundreds songs that I'd already written down. So, you know, it's very difficult for someone to feel what you're feeling. The feeling is it's you,
It's
not
you.
the person that is sponsoring me. Then I remember when he was busy and stuff like that. I remember selling my phone. I take a very expensive Motoreza phone. Is it Motoreza phone? I don't remember the name.
Motorola.
It was a Razor. Those
Oh,
Motoreza,
Motoreza.
yeah.
Okay.
So I remember selling that phone, and then when I paid for myself for about 2 songs.
Okay.
2 songs. I went in the studio. That was Enough and Nilesa.
Wow.
So yeah, I did those 2 songs, and after that, I told myself, these will push me. I'll look for a sponsor because you know now my manager is busy and stuff. And I remember going to a certain pastor. He was sponsoring a certain group. I don't want to mention the name. And I don't want to mention the name. He was sponsoring this group that was doing very fine.
Yeah.
So I approached the pastor and took my songs there. Then he was like, "Oh, I'll have to listen to it, then I'll get back to you." I was so sure it's gonna pick me. So I remember going back there to him to just get feedback. Then he was like, Karen, I want to tell you this. The fact that you can sing, you got a good voice, doesn't mean you can stand out as an individual to sing.
Wow.
And then I don't think these songs will go anywhere.
Wow.
Because I had the time to listen to it. It doesn't just try. I would advise that you come back as a group, maybe look for better songs, then you can start from there. Then as for us, it was a label or something like that. As for us, we can't pick you. We don't feel you can stand out. You can stand out as an individual to do
This
songs as Karen.
Wow, that was so disappointing.
I
I can feel the pain.
I was so disappointed. I remember
Yeah.
going back home so tired. Imagine selling your phone.
Mm.
Then on my way, I met my husband. Then
Okay.
I met him on the way. I just needed somebody else, another, someone else to listen to my songs and give me feedback. Like, okay, are they really bad?
Yeah.
Because sometimes as a singer, when you compose your songs, you feel like that these are the
This
hits.
is
This is
what
it,
the
yeah.
nation
But
needs
it's
to
different
listen
from when you guys come to get to listen to them. So I met my husband then. Then he was firing me. I didn't even want anything to do with it. But because I just needed someone to just second opinion.
Yeah.
He greeted me then. I was so nice to him. I'm sure he was shocked.
Wait, on your way from the
From-
same place,
from the
pastor's
scene, yeah.
office,
Mhm.
and then you were
I
walking,
met
and then you
my
met your husband.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Then it wasn't my husband. It was just my neighbor.
He was just your neighbor. Okay, alright. So you had already known each other.
Yeah, he used to like greet me a lot and like, oh, give me your number, stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'll just I'll give you, where you are not really interested in this. But this time I became very good to him because I wanted him to listen to my song.
Yeah.
So I gave him my 2 songs. I'm like, I want to see this person. This is what it is. Then he was like, give me the song. I listened to them. So when I gave him the song, I think he called me after 30 minutes after doing the songs. Then he was like, oh, God, these songs are nice and stuff like that. I'm like, this guy, maybe.
But you just like me. You just like
So
me.
I thought
You like
maybe,
me.
this guy just loves me. Oh, like, okay, then after that, I remember the late Marvin used to stay with my husband, Marvin and Mark. Remember the B3s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Marvin even also called me. I'm like, oh, Ankachi, these songs, these ones, they are nice.
They're perfect.
They are perfect and stuff like that. Then Or like, oh, like, oh, if it's Marvin, I can't believe it. So that's how my husband took the songs to Doxa. He said, oh no, I'll take the songs to Doxa for you. Yeah, I know they picked them. These are very nice songs. That's how my songs were picked.
Okay.
And then they picked me, and then they said, okay, we'll take you back to the studio to finish the rest of the songs.
Wow.
And then
That's how.
the rest is history.
The-
And then the
the
pastor
rest is
who
history.
said that this one to go, he called me like, Karen, I would love to apologize. Like, no, it's being human,
Yeah.
Sometimes I can say destiny is felt, it's not seen. It's when you are pushing for this thing or pushing for anything, it's you who's feeling it.
Yeah.
It's the other person will not feel
Might
how
just
it
not
feels.
understand.
They will not understand.
Through that. All right, so we're still having an awesome discussion with Karen, and of course, we've gotten to just get the background on how she started and how they started as the coming back. So we'll be back after this short break to get to talk more with her. Stay with us. And welcome back. Still chatting with Karen, and of course, we'll be getting to learn much about her. So, quick reminder: subscribe and follow. It's Soa Papa Gospel Zambia. All right, we get back to our conversation.
Yeah.
Good to note that your husband played a role in inspiring you to continue with music. I mean, that was just something that you actually needed. But fast forward, what have you been doing now?
Haven't been singing for a while, like almost, is it 5 years?
5 years.
Yeah, I went back to school. Yes, I went back to school. I just completed last year. Yeah, so I told myself if I have to give my all at school, I'll need to put music aside. And, yeah, and it's not just putting music aside. I actually stopped singing. I told myself, let me stop singing. I can be singing at church, but not, going in a studio and stuff like that.
So you're still at Bread of Life?
I'm still at Bread of Life. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So
So
school is just what kept you away from
Busy,
music.
and I just stopped. To say, let me say, I stopped.
Just
singing.
stopped.
I told myself I have to stop singing, go back to school, and just finish and start work.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think I remember the last, I think third semester, because I made up my mind I wanted to be just to venture into to do law, and when I'm done, I become a criminal advocate. Yeah, so I knew how I've no time for music anymore. So, but in my third year, I don't know what God started doing. People started calling me, and also I would meet women on the road. That song of yours, Napa Bene, that song of yours, Nile Safie. Yeah, like, okay. God, what are you trying to tell me? I've never had, people coming to me. Okay, of course, people would tell me, when I go for concert, but not on the road where you meet a woman, she would argue that song. Hey, you meet a woman, that song, and then they're like, okay. Then a few days later, I'd received calls from 2 people, the pastors were saying, they gave me a scripture of the servant who buried the gift, where God gave them one, God gave, it was like 2 servants, I can't remember properly, where he gave one gifts, they went to and multiplied them, and another one who buried them. So they were like, okay, this is what God is telling us about your talent. You need to go back. Your ministry, ministers to a lot of people. So when I received those calls and people were testifying, I was like, okay. I realized then that my destiny is in music.
It's in music.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are times when God creates you for a certain purpose. So I said, okay, God created me for this purpose, not what I want to do. And I remember going back to God, repenting, and I told him, God, if this is what you want me to do, of course I'll finish my school, go back and pursue my career and stuff. But my priority will be music,
Yes.
because this is what you want me to do.
So, how was the comeback for you? You know, you were quiet for a very long time, and there are songs that people just had ringing in their minds over and over again. So, how was it like for you? How was the recipient from the people?
Of course, going back to God and talking to Him, and also express my concerns in the music industry, the frustration to God. I said, okay, this is what I've always wanted. I don't think I'm a singer who would love to just be a local champion. I would want my music to be known out there, go countries to other countries and minister and stuff like that. So I went to God in prayer, because the Bible says, God said, let's come, let us reason together. So I was like, God, I'm here. I want to express my concern. These are my concerns and stuff like that. I remember when I prayed that prayer, and there's a time before I stopped singing, before I went on break. I went to South Africa to sing. Then there's a lady who just liked me from the audience. He connected me to one of the guys. They've got a label in London. So those guys actually called me like 3 months ago. They were like, no, there's a lady connected me. They say they love the way you are singing. Is it possible if we sign you under our label?
Wow.
Yeah, so they signed me 3 months ago. That's when I signed with them.
3 months ago? Wow.
Yes, then another label. These are
So the one in America, what's the name of the label?
London.
London.
That's Rio.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Rio.
London. Rio, yes. They're just into marketing. They're managing. Sorry, they're into managing artists.
Nice.
Then another one, it's distribution. Them they are just into distribution. They distribute your music on no digital platform. They also contacted me like also that was January.
Okay.
So they were like, no, Karen, we would love to, help you distribute your music on those digital platforms, stuff like that. So right now, people can get my music on all digital platforms.
Wow.
And it wasn't like that. I just used to sell my music on my Facebook page, send me WhatsApp and stuff like that. But right now, you'll find my music on all digital platforms.
Nice. So what's the latest song that you've done?
Not really latest, but I've just released my Swahili project. It's called Nataka Uniinue, because one of the conditions that those guys gave me was you should be able to sing in different languages, and the language that they wanted me to really sing is Swahili. So they said if you can sing Swahili, you can do a bit of Lingala, and because those guys are Congolese. So they were saying because Swahili is widely spoken. Yeah, so unlike your language, because when you start doing Bemba and Nyanja, when we start holding concert for you in London, there'll be very few Zambians that will come. So yeah, so I'm actually in the studio right now doing my album. So it's got a lot of Swahili, some few Lingalas there, and some few French.
Okay, but have you still maintained some of the songs in the local language? Or you're completely Swahili?
No. I've maintained, yeah, because it's when you're doing markets, you can't forget where you're coming from. Yeah, so I've got my Zambian fans that have pushed me to be where I am. So I'm mixing Bemba, sometimes Nyanja, and then Swahili, Lingala as well.
That is
and
beautiful.
French.
And did you learn?
Yeah, there's
You're forced to learn within a short period of time, or how is it working?
So for
how
me, Swahili, my mom is from Congo. My mom's mother is from Congo. Then my mom's father, my great grandfather was from France.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow,
So no. You see, when you look at my kids, that's when you see that there's Mabritoku.
So the hair, you've got very long nice hair. That's her natural hair. Okay, that is really something.
So it's that's how come I came. But the Swahili I'm singing is not Swahili from Congo.
Okay.
The Swahili from Tanzania.
Oh, they differ.
Yes, they're not the same.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to pay somebody to pay. I paid someone. Others I identify friends who can speak, so they helped me. There's a lady called Maria who helped me to translate, but others I had to pay someone.
I see. All right, another short break. Then we'll be back on the other side. Stay with us. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us until now. All right, so Karen, you've made certain decisions to get to where you are right now. Okay, so what are some of the decisions that you feel helped you to be this gospel artist that people celebrate?
I think marrying my husband.
Marrying your husband. Oh wow.
Because he's the one who always push me.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm quiet, he's like, baby, why don't you do this, baby? There are times where we even go around, you are too much also. So like, no, there's just the way he pushes me. Yeah, he would go to an extent of getting people to do my page. People would do my covers. Just putting in a lot of excellence in what I do.
So quickly, why did you marry him really? Was it because he supported you or there's something else that you saw in him?
I think one of the greatest things you can ever do for someone is support what they do. Yeah, so I loved the way he supported me way from the beginning. Like I said earlier, I met him on the road. He took my music at Top Search, stuff like that. So that thing just made me to fall in love with him. Yeah, I think
Yeah. Okay, so you're in the studio working on something. So can you just give us a hint of what you're working on so we just get excited about it or look forward to what we are going to be hearing in your next album? It's an album, right?
Yes.
Sure thing. So maybe let's just hear something, maybe in Lingala or Swahili.
Swahili, Lingala. Okay, these things like there's a song I'm doing. It called Unipiganie. Unipiganie means fight for me. So I did this song in my other album that was No More Delay, Show Me You Are Great. So it's the Swahili part goes, show me you are greater than my enemy. Pigana vita vyangu baba Show me you are greater than my problem. Fight my battle, Yahweh. Unipiganie, 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 unipiganie.
Awesome.
So unipiganie means fight my battle.
Fight my battles.
Yeah, so I'm yet to sit down and get to learn the language over and listen to them over and over again so that I don't make mistakes when I sing. Yeah.
Awesome. So I call you a legend in the gospel industry.
Oh, thank you so much.
What really do you think it has changed? Gospel before and now, briefly.
I think now we have a lot of advantages. The advantage is that there's now YouTube where you can just post your music, and there's now Facebook, and there's now this other one?
WhatsApp? Which one?
No, there's Instagram and stuff like that.
Twitter.
To mention, there's a lot. So nowadays, even when you don't take your music to radio stations and that, like as long as you have a following, you have friends that you can help you share. Those are the advantages. So like just 3 days ago, I received an email from Audiomack. They were saying, congratulations, you've got, is it 1,000 listeners?
Wow.
And these 1,000 listeners are not from Zambia because I haven't yet shared it on my platform to say my music is on Audiomack.
Wow.
These listeners are from Tanzania and Kenya.
Wow.
So those 1,000 listeners are from there.
We
so
are
you can
going
imagine.
international.
So you can imagine
international,
that's the advantage we have right now. So you can be here, your music will still be heard in America and all these places. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an advantage that we need to take as musicians.
That is really something. All right, so we have come to the end of this edition of this episode of the Twapamo Gospel Show. What would you tell people that love you so much, people that have been following you for some time now?
I think what I can tell my the people out there or my fans is I'm back now.
Wow.
We are back. We are strong, anointed,
Bigger in every aspect.
anointed, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I can tell my fans. Just they should get glued to my Facebook page. That's Karen Chintelele. They can visit me there, and the YouTube Karen Ministry. I'll be dropping something very soon. Yeah. So yeah.
And you heard it for yourself. Karen is back bigger and better. So you just follow her on the platforms as she's rightly put it, and you'll be updated about each and every upload that she puts there. And this is where we end this edition. Do well to follow us on Facebook, Twapamo Gospel Zambia. Also on YouTube, the Twapamo Gospel Zambia. Get to like, get to share, and look out for more episodes like this. My name is Modifa, your host. I hope you're blessed. Bye-bye.